learning experience did not take place in a classroom. It was not taught to me by a licensed teacher or any adult for that matter. It was taught to me by a 10-year-old girl in the Northwood Wilderness of Wisconsin. Last summer, I worked at Camp Manitowish in Boulder Junction, Wisconsin. My main job was to co-lead canoe trips that ranged from 3 to 5 days. The last cabin I took out was a group of 5 girls, all either 10 or 11 years old, ready for 5 days in the backcountry. By the 3rd day of the trip, I was frustrated after being lost multiple times, cold from the full day of rain the day before, tired from my 6 total hours of sleep, and determined to make it back to camp without any more incidents. Fortunately for me, that's exactly what didn't happen. Our day started off with us getting lost on the muddiest, most confusing creek in all of Wisconsin. When we finally figured out where we were going, our path was blocked by a road that we had to carry our boats across. And although the girls tried to help, 5 10-year-olds are not very strong, and so my co-leader and I ended up carrying 3 very heavy boats up a steep hill, across a road, and down the other side of the hill. During the time, one of the campers named Audrey kept cheering. Every time we picked up a boat, her encouragement would reach my ears, and when we crossed the road, she would yell, "You're almost there! Keep going!" The rest of the campers followed her lead, and soon my co-leader and I had our own cheering section. The rest of the day did not get any easier. Every couple of yards there was a beaver dam in our path that required me to get out of the boat, drag all 3 boats over, and get back into my boat. Sometimes the water would get too shallow to paddle, and I was forced to push the canoes through the knee-high muck. I was dirty, sweaty, and exhausted. But through the whole ordeal, my campers were positive, happy even. They encouraged each other when one another seemed frustrated, and their lively chatter continued for the entirety of the day. When we finally got to our campsite, I turned to my girls and asked them, "How in the world did you guys stay so happy today? What's the secret?" They all looked at Audrey, and finally she spoke up. "We all decided to look at the good parts of today. The mud was gross, but we just looked forward to the sand at the campsite. The beaver dams were tricky, but we just pretended they were big slides. I just find something happy to think about, and my mood becomes happy too." I thought about this for a minute. It makes sense. Just look on the bright side of any situation, and it really can turn your mood around. I've adapted that mindset in the past few months, and it's really helped me. I'm in a new environment here at Purdue, but that's okay because I'm meeting all sorts of interesting people and learning great things. One day I will be a teacher, and the lessons I teach will be important. But so far in my life, the most important lesson has been
always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life. If life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling in the dumps, don't be silly chumps. Just purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing. And always look on the bright